Howdy, AP Pre-Cal, it is Miss Kosh. In this video, I want to compare the CASIO and the TI and how we do sign regressions on those two. My school has gone heavy on the CASIO, and I really like how things go, but some of my students do have TIs. And one of my kids did a great job today and figured out why he wasn't getting the answers that I was getting on the CASIO. He had a TI. And he showed me, and I think I can make a video that will explain what's happening. So, exit. So what I did to save time is I entered in data. What I had Googled the average temperatures in Death Valley, California. I thought that would have a really big swing because it gets really, really hot there. So I entered in the months, one being January, etc. I entered it into both. So just in case you don't know where we start, on the TI we would start in statistics. That's not a TI. On the CASIO we start in statistics, and on the TI I had hit statistics here and I'd gone into edit. So I have that list. So now when I have all the data in, and I checked, I think they match. When I hit graph, so in here I can hit graph. I can set my graph, which sometimes I want to in the CASIO, but its default is to use list 1 and list 2. I can tell it graph, and here comes that. On my TI, I keep saying the wrong word. On my TI, I can go to I can graph by doing stat plot up here. And so when before I do that, I can do zoom, and down here number 9 is zoom stat, and that will find my data for me. Okay, so far so good. Now I can calculate here, and I can come over and do that sign regression, and it's just automatically going to, it doesn't give me much flexibility. The question is, they like to talk about iterations. Okay, so I can copy this into here, and I can tell it draw. And so here is, they have made that, done a sign regression, a sinusoidal regression of that data. On the TI, what I have to do is I have to go back to stats, go back to calc, and now I want to look down until I find that sign regression. And so what I'll do is, the equation didn't match before, if we just come in here and tell it calculate, it doesn't, they're similar, but they're not quite the same. And so this was a problem as my TI kids were getting different answers. But when we come here, stat calc, and we go back to that sign reg, the sinusoidal regression, if I change that to 16 iterations, I think that should match the other one. And if you notice, I think that's accurate. So if you are a TI person and you want to match what the CASIO is getting, you have to change that to say 16 iterations. And then, hang on. If I do stat, let me do it one more time. Calc. It's funny, I used to be an expert at, here, we can do this. We can store this in our Y1. So if I go vars, yvars, function y1, so now it'll store it there, and then it'll calculate. And so automatically, if I go to y equals, there's that equation. I don't know what that is. Delete. Oh. Okay, anyway, now when I graph, and you can see that graph there, and I can see it here. And everything else should be similar, but I thought that was a pretty cool discovery that one of my kids pointed out. All right, like, subscribe, comment, all the things, and go practice.